All right, hi, I'm Daymi Pelaez, and I'm going to go over foundational knowledge. It's going to be the second half of the section, which is 25 through 48, but specifically I'm going to do 33 through 40 on FK. This is the BCBA exam prep study group, and I'm going to move on to the disclaimer. All right. The BCBA exam prep study group was created by and for students to earn their BCBA, BCABA certification. Most of the leaders and participants are not a BCBA or BCABA at this time. These meetings are meant to have active discussions to collaborate, ask questions, and provide helpful suggestions to better understand the BACB 4th edition task list concepts. Due to this, it is important to know that all viewers and participants are responsible to verify the accuracy of the information being provided in order to successfully prepare for the BCBA, BCABA exam. All right, ethical considerations. Please refrain from sharing any exam questions from the BCBA exam. Also refrain from sharing any paid resources or specific identifiable client information. And if you are sharing any open resources, peer-reviewed articles, or books, please make sure to give credit to the author. Since we are ABA students in the field of ABA, we must act in a professional and ethical manner at all times. So because of that, we created 4 rules in this group. And it's make sure to mute your mics if you're not speaking to allow others to have a clear conversation. Number 2 is allow the leader and all participants to a turn to speak. And make sure to be respectful to others and refrain from using any inappropriate language throughout the entire meeting time. Last and finally is have fun, like always. All right, so this is what we're going to be going over. Guys, I really tried my best, but help me out here because this is probably the most difficult area for me, but I tried. Announcements. I want to give a shout out to, special thanks to some new active participants, Christina, Vanessa, Yvel, and Madeline. I don't know if you guys are here. Yep, I see some names.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you
yes,
all.
I see. Yeah, no, thank you, because, you know, the more participation we have, the better. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you. I've recognized all the other participants that were here before for participating, but you guys are new and I really appreciate it. And then, like always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, the BCBA Exam Prep Study Group. And if you are interested in a free one-to-one, don't forget, this is the email right here, bcbaexamprepgroup@gmail.com. All right, we're going to move on. FK33 is functional relations. As an image, I just put a graph here just for you guys to look and see, have something visual that shows a functional relation. This is a baseline, this is intervention, and then you can see how in both participants there is a functional relation, you know, with the intervention showing a difference. So we're going to do some fill in the blanks. A functional relation demonstrates when experimental control is shown by the blank changing the blank. Anybody? So what does it do?
When the IV changes the DV?
Yep.
Did I get that right?
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Dependent variable changes the dependent variable. So that's exactly what we're seeing in this graph right here. Exactly what it's doing. All right, FK34, conditional discriminations. This is a small little image I put here showing, you know, some kind of discrimination, I guess, that a student is doing. And conditional discriminations occur when reinforcing a blank depends on blank.
Reinforcing a response.
Mm-hmm. Yep. response to a stimulus depends on, what does it depend on? Does anybody know?
Other stimuli?
Perfect. All right, let's see. All right, does anybody want to add on anything to FK34 or FK33? Forgot to ask you guys if there's anything you guys want to add to any of these two. If not, we can just move on. Just let me know. Okay, we'll move on. FK35, stimulus discrimination. So here is an image of someone saying put red with red, and the child putting red with red, and the same here, putting blue with blue and matching. So the stimulus delta and just the stimulus. So stimulus discrimination is the ability to blank between blank.
Discriminate between stimulus?
Yeah. So it's tell the difference or discriminate, which is the same, between more than one stimuli. Yep. Perfect. You guys know your stuff. I had a hard time.
The fill in the blanks make me scared because so many options.
I know. All right, now we're going to go to the fun part, which everybody has a problem with. Response generalization. So I put here the tip that we always give just in case someone doesn't know it, because we always repeat it when we're in the chat. And sometimes when we've done other meetings, we've repeated it, but still there's someone that might learn something new. So one stimulus equals multiple responses for response generalization. But the tip is use the word multiple in front of the response. So instead of saying response generalization, say multiple response generalization, and that might guide you to the right track on which one might be the answer when you're taking a mock exam.
And also,
Okay.
I don't know, I think it's in Cooper, I don't recall what's the chapter or pages. It was talking about one way to remember this. If you ask yourself, did the response change? If the response changed, then it's a response generalization. If the response changed, it's a stimulus generalization. Because for example, if you learn to just say hi, so you are greeting, you say hi in the classroom, hi when you go outside, hi in the cafeteria, you still saying hi. So in that case, if you ask yourself, did the response change? No, it's multiple, there's many stimuli, but you still saying hi, hi, hi. However, if you were to say hello to someone, hi to someone else, what's up, what's good? So that will be, if you ask yourself, did the response change? Yes, because you're not saying hi, hi, hi over and over. You're using different words to say, they all mean the same thing, but the response changed. So did the response change? If the answer is yes, it's response generalization. If you said no, it's a stimulus generalization.
That's wonderful. I'm writing it here. And you said you got this from Cooper?
It's literally in Cooper, and I think it's also in the Past the Big. I don't recall the page, but I can look it up. And
No, it's okay. I've just put here source.
Yeah, whatever
Cooper.
chapter this is on, it should correspond to it because I saw it.
Perfect. All right, so with definitions, response generalization is when blank. Equivalent to blank. So this is one, I'm going to separate do this one. Response generalization is when blank equivalent to the blank.
Response equivalent to the response?
It's general. Is it a cross? I don't know. Setting subject. I know it's probably not that many words.
No, it's not. Response generalization is when, what type of responses?
Untrained?
Perfect. What type of yes, untrained responses. Untrained responses
Oh, okay.
equivalent to the,
Trained?
what goes here?
Trained target behavior?
Target response, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right. FK37, stimulus generalization. So the same exact tip goes here. It's just backwards. One response equals multiple stimuli. Tip, use the word multiple in front of stimulus. And as Maud said, that tip that she said before, so if it's yes or no, that's a great tip, that question, did the response change? So here's an image of stimulus generalization. The baby is crying. He sees all these, this is baby Albert. He sees all these animals that are similar to the white rat, and he continues to cry. I think there's a dog that he sees that's black or something like that, and he doesn't cry. It's just animals that are similar to the white rat that makes the baby cry. All right, so stimulus generalization is when does anybody know?
Untrained stimulus.
There's a lot.
Oh,
There's a long
When the-
definition.
When the incident has a history of a booking response?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what else? I'm missing one thing there.
What did Minerva say? I didn't catch it.
When the antecedent has a history of an evoking response that is being reinforced in the present and in the same type of behavior? I don't know.
Yeah, the same type of behavior, but why? What's going on here with the baby?
Pairing? No.
Right,
Let me-
right, exactly. So it's similar.
And
It's a similar antecedent.
The stimuli share common characteristics.
Right. So it's when a response is evoked by an antecedent stimulus that can also be evoked by a similar antecedent stimuli.
Okay.
So the main situation here is that they're similar.
It not necessarily has to be animal, right? I see that you put like a coat and
No. Anything.
anything that is similar. Okay.
Yes. Does anybody have any other examples they can share with something that's not animal related?
Stimulus generalization. I think one example, it's when, obviously, a kid, if a child see, the mother, they see a grandma, sister, cousin, they're all female, they all probably have, dark hair, blonde hair. So they call pretty much, everyone mommy. We know they're not all mommy, but they're all female. They all look like, they're all probably tall or short. They have same color hair, long hair, short hair. So the kids will be like, oh,
Right.
mommy, mommy. That's stimulus generalization because it's all female, but they all evoke mommy.
So there has to be some kind of similar characteristics.
Correct.
Right. Okay. All right, so we can move on to behavioral contrast, FK38. Okay, and that's when behaviors are targeted for reduction in
one setting,
One environment.
environment setting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know word by word. It's pretty much, it's, it probably go down in one setting and then
It's going to
increase in
increase
one.
in the other one. Can decrease in one
Okay.
setting and increase in the other setting. So
Perfect. So it's one setting or other scheduled reinforcement. So we got to remember that part too. One setting or one scheduled reinforcement. And then, like you said, Martin and Maud, it may increase and then in other settings or other schedules. So it's both the setting and the schedules. I mean, the setting or the schedule.
Can anybody that feels
Anybody want to
comfortable
add
with it?
anything to that? Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking if anybody knows like an example that they feel comfortable sharing, because
Let's say, for
I always
example,
forget.
if you work in a, like I work at a school system. So let's say, some kid, you may be targeting aggression such as hitting, kicking, whatever your definition might be. So let's say you are targeting kicking. So at school, because obviously we are taking data, we are on it, the kids receiving ABA to the point that the ABA can follow through. So that behavior, the behavior of hitting is decreasing. It's decreasing at school because we are implementing the behavior plan to a T. But however, when the kid go home, because mom probably have other kids, mom is busy, she come back from work, she's not able to follow that behavior plan. Like, if a kid is hitting, you gotta address their behavior. So it's decreasing. Hitting is decreasing at school, but however, it is increasing at home because little Johnny is hitting his little sister more at home. And meanwhile, at school, behavior is decreasing. It's just all you have to remember is the behavior increase in one setting and it decrease in the other setting. It could be any setting you pick.
yeah, my example is pretty much the
Yeah.
opposite of mod. I had a client that we were providing intervention at home, and at home it was decreasing, but at school it was spiking. So it's pretty much the opposite of what she said.
Right.
Awesome, guys. Great examples. Thank you.
Yeah. I've also had a situation in parents that are separated, where in the father's home, maybe it is decreasing, and in the mother's home, it's increasing like almost 3 or 4 times the amount. So it almost, like you said, it spikes. So it goes more than normal, more than the average amount. All right. So
Yeah.
FK39, behavioral momentum. All right. Behavioral momentum characterizes effects of the blank. What does it characterize? Effects of what?
Is it high P?
Is it? Yeah, that is high P, but I think it's up here. Daymi is asking for something else.
It's high P. It's just
high P.
something else added to high P.
Request
Yeah.
sequence.
Perfect. High probability request. And then I'll just put sequence. All right. The purpose is to maintain the what? What is the purpose of behavioral momentum? Think
Well,
of what's behavioral momentum used for?
it's to get the kids to, obviously, if the kids have those things in their repertoire, if you want them to engage in behavior momentum so they can engage in developable ability. Let's say if the kids doesn't want to do, I don't know, I guess like throw away the trash. You said, clap your hand or do this, pick this up for me. Oh, take the trash out. It's to kind of like get the flow going.
Perfect. All right. So in the terms used here on the BAS, it says the purpose is to maintain the response rate across requests. So it's like you said, it's to get some flow, to get movement, to get them to comply, but you know, with a continuous amount across the requests. All right, low P, request cannot be so low because it is what? What happens if it's very low?
Then it require, then like it engage more effort. No.
No.
That it won't bring out the behavior,
Perfect.
produce the behavior, elicit. There you go.
So if it's perfect. So if I think there's an example here. Okay, so if you expect too much from a person, if you want them to, okay, for example, I don't know if you guys ever been to Disney, where they tell you, come on this tour and we'll give you a free ticket to Disney. And then I don't know how many of you guys have ever done it, but I did as a kid. My parents wanted to go to Disney for free, so they thought that it was real. And then the tour is like 5 hours. They're showing you all these things. They're trying to sell you, you know, like one of those timeshares, you know, and then at the end, when you're done, most people quit, most people leave before the end. Then you tell them, okay, I'm done with everything. I want my ticket. Then they give you a hard time. And they're like, no, but you got to do this, but you got to do that. So, you know, it's very similar. They want too much from you so that then they can give you the prize. So it's very unlikely that you're going to stay until the end to get that ticket. You might as well just pay for it. It might not happen. All right. So FK40, matching law. This is a small little image I put here just to show you guys, you know, what a concurrent schedule, but a matching law looks like. On FK40, it says the matching law states that the blank. It's a little bit of a long definition, but.
I know it's involved choices, and it's also, I mean, I don't know word to word. It's pretty much matching law that the kid will tend to gravitate toward whichever option give the kid like more reinforcement. Let's say if you give a kid a choice that if you do this, you get 10 minutes on the iPad, or if you choose B, you get an hour on the iPad. So obviously the kid will go toward the option that gives him more time on the iPad.
Okay, and how about if you give if you tell them you can have 1 hour to do whatever you want, and there's 5 different options, what would be a good way to separate, to explain this? Like, let's say it was a girl and there's a Barbie, there's an iPad, there's TV, there's a coloring book, and there's maybe items to paint. So if a child, I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry, my bad.
It's okay. So if they like to paint more, most likely they'll go there first. And maybe they'll spend a good 20, 25 minutes, most of their time doing what they like the most. And then, like you said, they'll gravitate their time towards things that they don't like as much until their time is up. So it's just figuring out what it's more reinforcing for them, and then they just move on to other things. So the matching law states that the proportions of responses matches the relative reinforcement. Okay. And it also has to do with concurrent schedules, which are, what are they? What are concurrent schedules?
Is the grandma's law? Is the AKA you're looking for?
No.
Oh.
What is a concurrent schedule? Like, what do they do?
They're two schedules that are basically going on at the same time, but they're independent of each other.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously, yeah.
Yeah, independent. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna try Jeopardy. If you guys want to try it.
Yay.
Jeopardy this one is specific on discrimination training and generalization. So we can begin. Anybody want to let me know what they want to start with, and we can get this going.
Generalization for 200, please. Oh, discrimination generalization.
Okay, 200. The first step in discrimination training is, anybody can help her. It's not just her. We have 12 people here.
Being able to discriminate or separate.
Have it in the repertory.
First step.
Check it out. The target behavior.
Oh.
Define the target behavior.
Duh.
All right. Continue. What do you guys want to do next?
Generalization another for 100.
Right. The greater the resemblance of the training situation to the blank situation, the greater the generalization.
Natural or the actual situation?
Natural, perfect. Good job, Yanni.
Yeah, good job.
I got one. I'm good.
All right. You guys want to try stimulus discrimination?
Yes, let's do 400. Yeah.
Oh, I'll do
Yes.
400 next time.
That's okay.
The effective use of discrimination training results in blank control.
Stimulus control.
Tight control.
Stimulus control, awesome. Good job, guys. Point for you. All right, 400. In blank discrimination training, one of the discriminative stimuli is presented in weak form and gradually strengthened.
Stimulus discrimination. Arrow.
I got to study this more.
Those questions are hard.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a hard test.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying, this is why I appreciate all those, like, you have all the 4 answers. I don't have to, like, my brain works.
No, I know. All right. You guys want to do true or false?
Yeah.
Honesty indicates that a target behavior will be reinforced.
True.
True.
Nice job.
Good job. All right, next. Anybody?
Yeah, let's do that. 200 for true and false.
In discrimination training, if the target behavior does not occur in response to the SD, you should prompt it.
I think you don't prompt. I don't know.
All right, so false.
I think so. If somebody else want to disagree with me. Oh, it's true.
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 Okay.
All right. What do you guys want to do next?
Do an open one just to see what happens. An
Open?
easy- Yeah. 100, I guess.
Crystal learned to speak louder when doing so lit up the lights on a kind of Christmas tree. The new behavior is generalized to.
Do you even understand
Is
the
it
question?
this is generalization?
Stimulus generalization?
Yes.
What are they asking? I really don't get it. She
Yeah.
learned to speak louder.
Trees? Other lights? What the heck?
Yeah, what is the generalized? What is classroom?
Oh, I didn't get that. I don't know.
I don't understand what they're asking.
Yeah,
All right, we
this
can skip that one.
of the 10
Never mind the open ones. They're always tricky.
Yeah.
So this
They
one
always
probably
have one part
of
that's
the 10 pilot question in the exam. We're gonna throw that one away because no one get it.
That's funny.
yeah. All right. Stimulus generalization or generalization another? Which one?
You
That's
pick. Yeah, that one.
that one is fine.
All right. When Harry learned to bus tables, his teachers tried to enhance generalization of the target behavior by having him practice blank.
In
And
different
other
settings?
setting, different setting. Oh, different.
Settings?
Yeah.
Variety of situations on tables with different kinds of characteristics.
So different stimulus? Stimuli?
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Let's go for 500.
Discrimination.
Discrimination
Which
and
one?
generalization. Discrimination, generalization, 500. I'm gonna bet all. I'm gonna lose all my money.
Blank generalization is a tendency for the effects of training in one situation to spread to other situations.
True.
Well, this is not true and false.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
That's a good.
Well, this is like I mean the behavioral momentum type, but I think it might be response generalization is a tendency to for the effects of training to spread to the other situation.
Wow, a
Response, you
stimulus?
Response.
Stimulus.
Oh, a stimulus. Oh, good.
Stimulus generalization.
See, I was thinking that I should have speak up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Not. All right, stimulus discrimination 500. In blank discrimination training, the trainee is presented with a choice.
A stimulus discrimination training?
Simultaneous
I
discrimination.
don't know those. Have you guys? Oh, I need to study.
I was gonna say matching law. But I was like, oh, that doesn't fit in matching law discrimination training. But it's the same thing because simultaneously they have a choice, matching law as well, the grandma's law.
Okay.
All right. All right, let's do two more. Which one do you guys want?
Let's do the 400. There's 4 of them. True or false?
This one? Oh, true or false. Okay. The greater the similarity between two situations, the greater the generalization.
Looks true to me.
True. Good job. All right. You want discrimination or generalization?
Generalization.
You are trying to train police dogs to discriminate between the odor of marijuana and dirty socks. You present the dog with two dishes side by side, one with marijuana and the other with a dirty sock. The kind of discrimination training you are using is?
So in here there are two stimuli,
Mm-hmm.
and the two stimuli is one response to stimuli.
Generalization.
I
Oh,
would say stimulus discrimination, but they have different ones. So, which one did you say, Maudeli?
I was thinking stimulus discrimination.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But maybe they
Simultaneous.
have
You
the
gotta look that up.
simultaneous. We have to learn the simultaneous one.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Is there
Does
a
anybody?
simultaneous discrimination?
That's
No,
what they're
there's no
saying.
such
Is
thing.
anybody familiar with that
Yeah.
one?
No, we know simultaneously falls under concurrent. One of the 7 compound, it falls on in it's fall under concurrent, which is simultaneously, and AKA the matching law, which giving you a choice. But there's no such thing as